How old are you?
27.
28. And how long have you been married?
About 2.5 years?
Yep.
Yeah.
But we've been together for about 5 years.
How do you handle the bills in your household?
So currently I handle all the bills, but she's on her way to be a doctor, so eventually she'll either take over all of them or like most of them, but she also had a job, so we were splitting it the same proportion we were making in income. So if I was making 60-40 or vice versa, that's what we were contributing to our bills as well.
What makes you think as a man that she would be comfortable as a doctor paying for everything as a woman?
She is such a motivated person, and that's the way I view it. She has a vision for her own life, and I'm supporting that right now. I view it as very empowering to her and to us as a couple that she wants to pursue this career path, and I'll do anything I can to protect that and encourage that and whatnot, because it'll pay off in the long term.
So you would be fine covering all the bills long term as well?
Honestly, yeah. Like right now, he's investing in my future, so I'm hoping that I can invest in our future in the future.
Now, before I get into the comments that were on that video, the main comment that people like this, that I like to see, is the fact that the guy who was in the video, he said that that was him and that he was appreciative of the interview and that they are happily married and they have a baby son and a house. But do you think that stopped all the venom that people were spewing in the comments of that video? If you were able to go and see that video, you would see that there are a litany of comments that all centered around the same thing. And I believe that it's centered truly around each individual person's own hurt and their own personal history. And that they take their hurt and they add it to someone else's situation in a sense of trying to destroy what this couple is building. You see, the problem that many people had in this video was, one, they were saying that that man is not interested in building a marriage. He is only interested in investing in his own personal future. That he just plans to live on this woman, that he wants her to develop this career as a doctor, and he's investing simply out of securing his own financial situations. I find that to be deplorable, that it's okay, and most of the time it was women who was making that statement. I find it deplorable that these women who will sit up there and for themselves say that a man should be the provider, yet see this situation, and because of their own hurt and jealousy, they want to cast doubt. They want to inflame this situation by trying to create this negativity around these two couples and now their son situation here, and try to bring them down to their level of jealousy and insecurity, and make it seem like it's a bad thing that this man is being supportive of his wife while she pursues this medical career. Now, let me tell you a story. So when I owned a gourmet popcorn shop, I had this one customer, this gentleman, used to come in all the time. And then when I opened a cigar lounge, he started coming to the cigar lounge as well. Now, one of the things that he and I would discuss quite often is the fact that he was a basketball coach, and at the time frame that I'm meeting him, he's a stay-at-home dad. He's a stay-at-home dad who takes care of his son, and he has his sons and has raised his sons. Now, what people do not understand is that his wife is a surgeon, and she pays for all the bills. She's the primary breadwinner in the house. And at this juncture of their lives, he was getting a lot of resentment from other men and a lot of resentment from a bunch of women who were saying that he is just freeloading on his wife. When they do not understand that the story of their life was that while he was a high school basketball coach and teacher, he was paying and providing for her to be able to pursue medical school. After going through pre-med, she went to medical school. While in medical school, she learned to be a surgeon, and then she went through that time frame where I forgot what it's called, when they got to work in a hospital, and then she became a surgeon and grew her career. And if you know anything about it, about that career pathway, the amount of student loan debt that you incur to become a surgeon is almost $1 million. So during this time frame, this man has been supporting his wife as she pursued that. And now that she is a very high paid surgeon in the Atlanta area. Now he's able to just purely be a basketball coach. His sons are in the high school level, and he's able to focus on his sons, and he's doing what he wants to do. And of course, a bunch of people got pissed. In the same way they got pissed at the young lady who was an actress, I believe, pursued that while her husband was being a police officer. And now that she's made it, I can't remember her name. Now people want to say negative things about her husband. The jealousy levels are amazing. And the amount of pain that people have experienced in their own life and try to attribute their pain to everyone else's life is crazy. And then there was all these other comments of them saying that, well, he should still pay all the bills even after she becomes a doctor. And he should still have to do all these things that are in the best interest of him being broke and the woman being able to do whatever she wants to do with her money. It reminded me of a conversation that I heard some time ago where a man was saying that the problem with a lot of women is that when they look at situations, they only see the situation for the benefit of women. That they, when placed in a position of power, do not see the benefit of all the people, but merely see the benefit of just women. And he gave the example of when Ice Cube had a plan for Black America. And when he was being interviewed on a talk show and it was just women, those Black women that were there, and I don't remember exactly who was there, they all were saying that, okay, you have a plan for America, but what about for Black women? If someone has a plan for Black America, does that not include Black women? You see, why does it have to be what are women going to do for other women? Why can't women see the whole is what I'm getting at. And I know this is not every woman. I know that many of you on here, many of the ones who follow this page are the more mature women who understand the unity, who understand building one another, who understand supporting one another. Not the kind that looks at the world through the lenses of women first and then possibly men after the children and after a whole bunch of other things, and then the men. I know most of the women on here are mature enough and they see that. But it is those loud ones who will take and see this situation and try to bring it down because of their own hurt, because of their own pain, and because they only see the world through what benefits women and women empowerment. To hell with men. That's why many are single. That's why many are in failed relationships, because when you get in a relationship, it shouldn't matter who makes the most money. The only thing that matters is, are we building this together? It shouldn't matter who does what role in the family. The only thing that matters is whether or not we are building a strong, cohesive family. That's it. These ideas of this is what a man is supposed to do, this is what a woman is supposed to do, are greatly outdated. They're outdated by society, they're outdated by culture, and yes, not to get into, I'm not trying to condemn anybody's religion, but they are outdated by religious ideas as well. We do not live in an agrarian state anymore. We do not live in a work by the sweat of your brow anymore. So the idea that men are the only ones who can do that type of work to bring in the money to take care of the family is completely outdated. Women can become lawyers and doctors and all these other fields that brings in great amount of income. And if you're doing so, you are part of the building. You are not the woman who has to sit home barefoot, pregnant, and just taking care of the house anymore. You can do these very things. And if you can, why would you not want to support the growth, the foundation, the stability of the whole family instead of being selfish as hell? So think about it for a second. And I know that doesn't include the majority of people who watch my channel. But always remember, you have to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibrations.